Welcome to the Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva, and today we're going to get some insight into foundations. My guest today is Melissa Helmbrecht, and she is the Executive Director for the Give Something Back Foundation. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so usually I start my guests where they went to college. So where'd you go to school?
I went to undergraduate at American University in Washington, D.C.
Ah, great. So let's go back into high school.
Sure.
And give a sense of when did you start thinking about going to college? Did you want to go to college? How did it all begin for you?
Sure. So I did not think that I would attend college. I failed ninth and 10th grades in high school. I grew up in southern New Jersey and went to Shalleck High School and didn't do very well. Straight Fs in ninth grade. And really just didn't think that I was college material. And then when I was 15 years old, I had a volunteer opportunity at a homeless shelter. I had a mentor who encouraged me to go to the Orlando Union Rescue Mission for Battered Women and Children in Orlando, where I was living at the time. And got to the shelter and met a handful of homeless kids who were not going to school because they didn't have birth certificates, immunization records, they didn't have a permanent address, so they struggled to even enroll in school. And it really made me rethink my education. So I walked out of that shelter after one volunteer experience and meeting a handful of kids who weren't even able to go to school, and I never failed another class. And made a commitment after that first experience to really take full advantage of my education and to see how far I could go.
Wow, fantastic! What a turnaround.
Yeah.
So how does one go from going to college at American University to Executive Director of the Give Something Back Foundation?
Sure. So Give Back is a national organization that has a scholarship program in 7 states, including New Jersey. And our program is focused on providing full room, board, and tuition scholarships to students who face adversity, whether they're aging out of foster care or they're dealing with the incarceration of a parent or homelessness. We really try to support students who, but for our scholarship and our support, probably would not go to college. So that's something that I personally relate to. It's a path that I've walked in my own life. And it's what, I have a lot of experience working with students who had similar experiences to me, and it's just a passion of mine.
So what was the path that you took when you graduated from American University?
So I went straight to law school after college. I went to the University of Denver College of Law, and there I focused on nonprofit law and on child advocacy law. So I represented abused and neglected children in court. And then, the trajectory of my career has really been working in different contexts, but always with children and families who struggle with, different kinds of adversity, whether it's poverty or abuse, and helping them get the tools and resources they need to improve their lives.
So how did the foundation start? Who actually started the foundation?
So Bob Carr, when he was in high school as a senior, he received a $250 scholarship from the Lockport Women's Club. And Bob's parents weren't supportive of his desire to go to college. And so when he received the scholarship, he was really encouraged by it. And it gave him sort of the wherewithal to pursue the college path. And he committed at that point that if he ever achieved success in life, that he would give back in the same way by providing scholarship opportunities to other young folks. And he did become very successful. He built Heartland Payment Systems from a $2 million company into a $4.3 billion enterprise, and sold Heartland and started a new company called Beyond. And he's used the proceeds of his success to help pre-fund over $35 million in scholarships in 7 states through 26 partner universities.
So now, how does the foundation actually work? Where do you find the kids, and how do you fund them? Is it a full scholarship, a 4-year college?
It is. So we identify partner universities and we prepay for a number of academic years or scholarships at those schools. And then we begin to identify students as young as possible, usually in the 9th grade. And we identify students who have academic promise. We target community-based organizations that are working with populations that are struggling with different issues, like organizations that work with children in foster care. We go to women's prisons and different correctional facilities, and we'll go pod to pod and ask the parents there to identify their students who have academic promise. And then we reach out to those students. And we work with guidance counselors in schools, and we're just looking for students.
Is there an application process?
There's an application process, and people can learn about that application process at giveback.ngo, which is our website. And there's a financial eligibility requirement. Students need to be low income. And then they complete an application that's similar to the college application process. Part of what we do is we invite students to participate in the application process so they get a good sense of what it's like to actually apply for college.
Yeah. So when you get these students, do you help them in any way? How did the students get any help?
Yeah, so we become involved in the students' lives, and we match students with mentors or with community-based organizations like Big Brothers Big Sisters or First Star, which is a college prep program for foster youth. We try to identify organizations in the community that are working with the students that we're investing in and make those matches.
Yeah, so when the student gets funded and they go to the schools, do you keep in touch with these students when they go to these universities?
We are keeping in touch with the students. Part of what we're doing is tracking their graduation rates. So we are tracking students through high school and then through college.
Okay, and once you said that you're in 7 states, are you going to be in all 50 states eventually?
I think our goal is to be in all 50 states. So Bob has started a new company called Beyond, and it's similar to his previous company. And Give Back is the beneficiary of his ownership stake in the company. So it's really a social venture that he's created. It's growing rapidly. He has over 500 employees, and the company was started on May 1st, 2017. So it's very rapid growth. And his agenda is to build this company to send more kids to college and to expand the program.
So what's an average amount that a student is getting to go to school? Is it in the $30,000-$40,000 range?
So the scholarship itself is a prepaid scholarship to the university, and it is to cover full room, board, and tuition for 4 years.
No matter what university it is? Is there
No, well, there's 26 partner universities where we've made this arrangement.
Okay.
7 in New Jersey, and the students who become a part of our program can go to any of those schools and receive full room, board, and tuition for 4 years.
Wow, that's great. Now, you go into each one of the poverty-stricken type of areas. Am I correct? Maybe Newark, Camden, Patterson, just in New Jersey. What are the other states that you're doing it?
Sure. So we work in New Jersey. We work in Delaware. We have the University of Delaware as a partner college. We're in Pennsylvania, New York, Kansas, Illinois, and California.
Great. And you're working in those particular poverty-stricken areas. You have people that go there. Do they go to the high schools and give them a presentation? How are you just finding those kids other than just going to the incarcerated prisons and things
Sure,
like that?
we reach out to guidance counselors across the states where we operate, and we do info sessions at the time during application season. So students and their families are invited to participate and learn about the scholarship program that way.
And what do the parents get? Do the parents get any support?
Do the parents get support? Yeah, I mean, I think we are helping many first-time college students, first-generation college students go to college. For many of our students, they're the first to go. And so the support that we provide in helping students make sure they're taking a college prep course load, in navigating the financial aid process, in making good college decisions. I think we are instrumental in that process, and we talk to lots of parents or mentors or whoever the caring adult is in the child's life. Bob has also written 2 books, Through the Fires and Working Class to College. And Working Class to College is really a great book for any parent or student who's considering the college process, because the book outlines lots of tips and tools to make a good decision and to navigate that process effectively.
Could you give us some tips that are in the book, or?
Sure. So one of the tips in the book is to value the community college pathway. So this year we signed on our first community college partner, Rowan College at Gloucester County.
Mm-hmm.
And the partnership still empowers our students to get a bachelor's degree in 4 years in partnership with Rowan University, but it's a cheaper pathway because Rowan College is able to provide the first 2 years at a discounted rate. So, we encourage students to go to community college or to go to trade school or to take the path that makes the most economic sense for them, and to really consider economics when making a decision, because there's students who will go out of state and pay an exorbitant amount of tuition, room, and fees at a university 10 states away, without any sense of what they want to do with their lives or what career path they want to pursue, drop out and have $30,000 in debt in less than a year, and then never get a bachelor's degree. So it's really important that students make an economic decision, that the college decision is an economic decision, and community college is something that we promote.
So you work with foster kids and kids of incarcerated parents. What do you see as the characteristics of these students, both academically and maybe extracurricular activity type wise? Do you see some type of difference compared to the mainstream America kids?
So foster youth have a 3% college attainment rate nationally, and half end up homeless or incarcerated within 2 years of aging out. Children of incarcerated mothers have an even lower college attainment rate. So statistically speaking, these are students who are not thriving and they're not getting a college education. So that's what the statistics say. Now, we personally work with foster youth and children whose mothers are incarcerated. And what we see and find is that when these students are given the opportunity and the support of caring adults and the promise of a college education, that they are exemplary leaders and that they work as hard in school, if not harder, than any other students, and that they are dynamic, compassionate, intelligent leaders. And we do find that they have academic gaps based on maybe being in 6 different foster placements and shifting schools and having instability in their lives. But just like any young person, if they receive the support that they deserve and their lives are stabilized and they're supported, they go on to achieve great things.
Interesting. The uh, ac- the extracurricular activities. Do you see any of those in students? Do they play sports, band, theater? Is there?
Absolutely. We have students who are in, one of our students is the drum major of her band. Many of our students are National Honor Society. They participate in service projects and service learning. A group of our scholars created a project, a website, and a public service announcement to raise awareness about youth and mental health challenges.
Wow.
And they put together kindness kits in partnership with Lady Gaga's Born This Way Foundation to present comfort and support to younger foster youth. So our kids are involved. Any students that are desiring to go to college and just live a full life are engaged in service. Our students are no different.
So have any of your students already graduated from college?
We have in New Jersey no students that have graduated from college yet, but nationally about 70 Give Something Back scholars have graduated from college through the program.
And what do you see them taking their path in the 70 people when they graduate? What are they doing?
They're doing all kinds of things. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have nonprofit executives, teachers. All of our scholars who have graduated from our program are employed, and half of them are mentors for our program.
Wow, fantastic. So what's the future of the foundation? What do you see it going?
I think that we will continue to prioritize the most at-risk students, so children who have incarcerated moms and dads and foster youth, homeless kids. I think that our future is to continue to expand. We have many prepaid seats left to fill, so we're going to be identifying students for the next few years. And then as Beyond grows, Give Back will grow. So I think that Give Back and Beyond will evolve as a very powerful model for how communities, businesses, nonprofits, schools, students, how everybody can work together to improve outcomes for this population of young people.
Do you see that with a lot of companies? Do a lot of companies work with foundations and give, I guess, a portion of their profits to foundations?
I think that corporate social responsibility has become the norm in America, and I think there's many companies that give a percentage of their profits, or they do regular campaigns to support charities, or they have a dedicated foundation. I think what is different about Beyond is that Bob's entire stake, the charity, we're actually a public charity and not a foundation, but the public charity is the beneficiary of that ownership stake. And so I think it's probably one of the largest financial services social ventures in history.
Wow. So how does one even go about developing something? Let's say if there's a student out there that wants to develop a charity of some sort. Is there a path that someone takes, or do you just come up with an idea and say, okay, I want to create a charity?
I think that the first thing to do, especially for young people, is to pick, once they've identified their area of passion or what they want to achieve, is whether there's a local charity or a national charity that they can plug into and maybe do an internship or do their project under someone's auspices, because starting a nonprofit is like starting any business. And 90% of it is the administrative side and the filings and the legal and the financial. And I usually encourage young people to work with existing charities and do a project within them. Or there's many organizations like Ashoka or Youth Service America where young people can apply for mini grants to do projects. They can do projects through their schools, they can do them through their places of worship, and local organizations, and just get started. You know,
It's very interesting, just the whole aspect of charities in itself. I find that a lot of students want to do different types of charities in high school. Um, and they're always trying to look for a new way
sure.
of doing some kind of charity. So that's why I asked that question, to find out, how the path is. So what you're saying is it really is like opening up a business of its own.
It is.
So there's filing that has to be done with the U.S., right? U.S.
Yep.
government.
State and local, state and federal. You are starting a business, and so I think that the best thing for young people to do is to start volunteering in the area that they're passionate about. Make sure that it's something that they want to do long term, because you don't start a nonprofit unless you plan to do something long term.
Mm-hmm. And what's the difference between starting a business and starting a nonprofit? Is it just that the nonprofit can't make money?
Well, the nonprofit can make money, but 100% of the money that the nonprofit makes is reinvested into its mission.
Gotcha.
So, there's no owner of a nonprofit. There's a board, and the money isn't any profits that are generated or revenue. It can't benefit the individuals that work for the nonprofit. It has to go back to the mission.
And then that money then goes and funnels into whatever they're doing as the charity.
Right, the services that they provide or the awareness that they're raising.
So now, does a charity like the Give Something Back, do they have different aspects to the charity? Like, can students come there to learn about essay writing or SAT prep courses or something like that? Is there extra things that you're doing with these students?
Our scholars receive access to programming. So we do essay writing, we bring our students onto college campuses and do college tours. We do an etiquette dinner to teach etiquette. I mean, we do all kinds of things with our scholars, things that they've identified over the years as valuable to them. And we just help get them ready for school, make sure they're ready for college.
Well, good. Well, we're coming to the end of our show. Usually I ask my guests, what advice do you want to give to the parents out there that their sons and daughters are thinking about doing some type of charity work? What advice do you want to give to those parents?
I would say that one thing that's very positive is to volunteer together as a family, and to just encourage students to get involved. And it's important in the college process. It gives you life skills, business skills, helps you identify what you're passionate about. Volunteering is much like job experience as anything else. And you can apply whatever your skills and talents are to whatever cause you care about. So it's a great, free, valuable way to expose students to things that are going to help shape who they are and what they want to do with their lives. And it has the added benefit of helping people in need.
Right. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So you've been watching The Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva. Until next time.